morning, classmates. Today we are going to discuss the global interstate system. So, first, what is interstate mean? The word interstate meaning between or among the states. So, in this lesson, we are going to discuss yung mga nangangasiwa sa mga bansa. So, let us define global interstate system. Global interstate system is an organized institution that governs international relations for mutual benefits. So, itong global interstate system, siya yung nag-o-organize ng international relationship. Ito yung nag-organize ng institutions international relationship. So, yun ang global interstate system. Next, so, there are selected institutions associated with world trade. So, World Bank is the financial institution that extends financial assistance through loans to countries interested. So, World Bank, ito yung financial institution or financial assistance or financial support ng mga poor countries na pwedeng mangutang sa kanilang pag-unlad or pwedeng mangutang para sa kanilang improvements sa kanilang countries. So, yun ang World Bank. And then, so, letter A is World Bank Group. So, there are group of World Bank. So, first is International Development Association or IDA. Is to provide loans to developing countries to reduce inequalities and improve people conditions and the country's economic growth. So, itong IDA is to provide loans to developing countries to reduce inequalities wherein poorest countries and low-interest loans countries can lend money to help the developing countries and they improve people conditions and the country's economic growth. It is the assistance of the poorest countries where people have their financial assistance and have basic social services. So, yun ang IDA. And then next is International Finance Corporation or IFC. It provides loans for private sectors in developing countries to create markets that open up opportunities for all. So, itong IFC is to provide loans for private sectors in developing countries, is to improve the lives of people by encouraging the growth of the private sectors in developing countries where private sectors invest in companies, mobilize capital, and advising business and government. So, yun ang IFC. Next is MIGA, Multilateral Investment Guarantee Agency. It promotes foreign direct investment into developing countries to help support economic growth and reduce poverty, improve people's lives. So, in MIGA, it discusses the international institution that promotes investment into developing countries aim to support economic growth and reduce poverty and improve people's lives. So, yun ang MIGA. They are the one to promote foreign direct investment into developing countries so that they are one to support economic growth, reduce poverty, and improve people's lives. So, yun ang MIGA. And then, International Center for Settlement of Investment Dispute or CSID is an international organization of investors for investment treaties and laws and contracts. So, itong ICSID, it discussed that ICSID provides facilities for conciliation and arbitration of international investment dispute, wherein it encourages professional development of laws, treaties, and contracts. So, example of ICSID is, as a member of ICSID, each state should participate in the administrative council because member of states determine the general direction of the organization. So, yun ang example ng ICSID. And the next, International Monetary Fund. So, IMF, it ensures the stability of the international monetary system. It thus keeping track of the global economy and the economies of member countries, lending to countries with balance of payments difficulties and giving practical helps to members. So, itong IMF, it simply means that it is the one na tumutulong sa pagsulong ng maayos na hanap buhay at katarungan para sa manggagawa at pagbibigay ng mga teknikal sa umuunlad na bansa or in developing countries. So, itong IMF, they are the one who lend into the countries na umuunlad. So, the one who help the members of the countries to keep them improve. So, yun ang IMF. Next is World Trade Organization. So, World Trade Organization deals with the rule of the trade between nations, ensure that trade will flow smoothly, predictably, and freely as possible. So, itong organizations ay dealing with the rule of trade between nations. So, they are the one who trade between nations. So, under World Trade, there are agencies or there are organizations also. So specialized agencies. First is International Labor Organization. So, ILO is a United Nations agency dealing with labor problem, particularly international labor standards, social protection, and work opportunities for all. So, itong ILO, the work of ILO is to seek the issue on labor problems, international labor standards, and social protection and work opportunities. So, ito ang work ng ILO. And then next, Food Agriculture Organization of the United Nations or FAO is a specialized agency of the United Nations that leads international efforts to defeat hunger, help eliminate hunger, reduce rural poverty, make agriculture, forestry, and fishery more productive and sustainable, enable inclusive and efficient agricultural and food system, increase the resilience of livelihood to threats and crisis. So, itong FAO, it is the physical and economic access to food as a basic human rights and eliminate hunger and malnutrition through national efforts and international cooperation. Also, FAO is to improve the production and distribution of food and agricultural products and to better conditions of rural populations as rural areas such as home, food, clothing of the world's poor and hungry people. So, itong FAO, ito yung nagde-defeat ng hunger o nag-eliminate ng hunger ng mga taong nahihirapan sa buhay. So, sila yung mga tumutulong dito upang maibsan ang kahirapan ng mga tao. So, Ito yung Food Agriculture Organization of the United Nations. Next, United Nations Educational, Scientific, and Cultural Organization is to contribute to peace and security by promoting international collaboration through education, scientific, and cultural reforms to increase universal respect for justice, the rule of law, and human rights along with fundamental freedom. So, itong UNESCO is to promote international collaboration through education, scientific, and cultural reform. So, ang layunin nito ay mag-ambag sa kapayapaan at seguridad sa pamamagitan ng paglulunsad ng internasyonal na pakipagtulungan sa edukasyon, agham at kultura upang maipalaganap ang pagrespeto sa katarungan, alituntunin ng batas at karapatan pantao o karapatan ng mga tao sa buong mundo. So, yun ang UNESCO or United Nations Educational, Scientific, and Cultural Organization. And the next, World Health Organization. So, building a better and healthier future for people all over the world. Concern about health. The prime concern is to eradicate and combat dangers like AIDS and HIV, make researches in medicines and vaccines to eliminate diseases and development of nutritious food, and responsible for World Health Report and Survey. So, ang work ng World Health Organization, sila yung nangangasiwa tungkol sa kalusugan ng mga tao sa buong mundo. So, sila yung mga tumutulong sa kalusugan ng mga tao para sila ay matulungan sa kanilang kalusugan at para sila ay magamot or para sila ay maging malusog sa katawan at sa buhay. So, yun ang work ng World Health Organization. The next, so, there are specialized international institution also. So, kanina, na-discuss natin yung specialized agency. Ngayon naman, specialized international institution. So, there are specialized international institution. First is International Civil Aviation Organization or ICAO is to foster the planning and development of international air transport to ensure the safe and orderly growth of international civil aviation throughout the world. So, itong ICAO is to supervise the standards and practices of air navigation and its infrastructure. So, it also responsible for the prevention of unlawful interference and facilitates border crossing procedure such as to ensure fair opportunities to operate international airlines, promote flight safety, and to minimize expenses and penalties. So, sila yung nagtatrabaho sa international air transport or nagtrabaho sa mga air trade or pakikipag-trade sa ibang bansa. So, yun ang trabaho nila para maging mapanuri or maging safe ang mga products and services ng bansa. So, yun ang ICAO. And then International Maritime Organization or IMO. So, itong IMO, they are the one who has integral role on conserving as and sustainable use of oceans, seas, and marine resources for sustainable development and develop and to improve the safety and security of international shipping and to prevent pollution from ships. So, itong IMO, they are the one who work in oceans, seas, and marine resources for the protection of the people or protection of the water in seas or oceans para hindi mapollute yung mga seas and oceans. So, yun ang work ng IMO. So, ITU or International Telecommunication Union is connecting all world's people, global radio spectrum, satellite orbits, and develop the technical standards. So, itong ITU is the one who work in mobile, email, and internet. ITU also connect us together because of our work. We protect and support everyone's right to communicate. So, itong ITU is to connect the people all over the world because they are the one who work in mobile, email, and internet. And then, Universal Postal Union is to ensure truly universal network up-to-date products and services, sets the rules international mail exchange, and make recommendation to stimulate growth in mail, parcel, and financial services. So, itong UPO, it simply means that the Universal Postal Union ay isang ahensya ng United Nations na nagko-coordinate ng mga postal na patakaran sa mga miyembro ng bansa. So, ang UPU, according to my research, ay may 4 na nangangasiwa sa konseho. Ito ay mga IB, CA, POC at EMC. Sila yung mga sumasang-ayon sa tuntunin para sa pagsasagawa ng mga international na mga tungkulin ng postal. At ito ay naglalayong secure ng international na organization ng postal ng negosyo at upang itaguyod ang pagpapagaan ng bayad at pagpapalitan ng mail. So, yun ang UPU. And then next, World Meteorological Organization or WMO, a specialized agency of the United Nations for meteorological, weather and climate operation, hydrology and related geophysical sciences. The UN system authorities voice on the state and behavior of the Earth's atmosphere. So, itong WMO is the word meteorological or meteorology is for the weather or climate. So, WMO is the one who work on the behavior of the Earth's atmosphere and interact with the land, oceans, weather, and climates. And they are the one who monitor the climate information worldwide so that people can be better prepared for weather and climate events. So, sila yung nangangasiwa sa mga weather and climate. So, yun ang World Meteorological Organization. And then, World Intellectual Property Organization. It refers to creation of minds such as invention, literacy, and artistic works, designs, symbol, names, images, and commerce. lead the development of a balanced and effective international intellectual property system that enables innovation and creativity for the benefit of all. So, itong WIPO ay layunin nitong hikayatin ang malikhaing aktibidad at itaguyod ang proteksyon ng intelektual na pag-aari sa buong mundo. So, they are the one who lead the development of balanced and effective international intellectual property system. Yun ang World Intellectual Property Organization. The next, International Fund for Agricultural Development or IFAD invests in rural people, empowering them to increase their food security, improve the nutrition of their families, and increase their incomes. Building resilience, expand in business, and take charge of their development. So, IFAD, meaning, ito yung nakatuon sa pagwawaksi sa kanayunan sa mga developing countries. So, sila yung mga nangangasiwa sa business at pagdevelop ng mga food ng buong mundo. So, they're the one who work in food security. For example, yung mga expiry date, improve the nutrition of their families, and increase the incomes. So, yun ang International Fund for Agricultural Development. And then, United Nations Industrial Development Organization or UNWTO, the specialized agency of the United Nations that promotes industrial development for poverty, globalization, environmental sustainability, reduction, and inclusive. So, itong UNWTO, sila yung mga agency na nagpropromotes ng industrial development for poverty, globalization. So, sila yung mga may kinalaman sa pag-develop ng poverty sa buong mundo and environmental sustainability, reduction, and inclusive. So, yun ang UNIDO. And then, World Tourist Organization or UNWTO, responsible for the promotion of responsible, sustainable, and universally accessible tourism. So, itong UNWTO is responsible for the promotion of sustainable and universally accessible tourism, or sila yung mga nagtatrabaho sa tourism organization. So, like the tourism spot or yung mga magagandang tanawin, sila yung mga nagtatrabaho doon. And then, tapos na, and thank you for listening and cooperating. God bless us all. Thank you very much.